a little housekeeping for Javelins for Hire. We are giving away a copy of Anthem for your platform of choice. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel and email us a screenshot of your subscription. So, we are going to pick a winner at random, and you will get a copy of the game for your platform of choice. So that's 2 easy steps. Subscribe and screen cap. I guess it's 3 steps. Subscribe, screen cap, and email us at javelinsforhire@gmail.com. And you'll be entered into our Anthem contest. So if you want a copy of the game, just email us.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. So. What's up, guys? Welcome to Javelins for Hire, Nerds Gone Rogue's Anthem podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan. Alongside me, as always, is the wise Wisconsinite, Jesse Douglas.
How's it going?
Jesse, we've played Anthem. Well, we've played the VIP demo of Anthem, but still, it's Anthem.
Yeah.
We're this whole episode, we're just going to talk about our impressions. I'm not sure how long it's going to go, but we're going to give our impressions of what we thought and just how the demo went. We had a little bit of a struggle getting in on the first day, but EA was having some server issues. BioWare was trying to fix some issues on their end, and Xbox had a little bit more issues than the other platforms, but it's all right. We got through it. We played, we just played for about 2 hours before we started recording this episode. So, but yeah, Anthem feels good.
Yeah.
I think the game feels good. I'm still trying to figure, because it's, the way it's set up, it's easier to understand in concept, but it still has a lot more than what Destiny 2 has in it, which is what I've been playing a lot of recently. But there's a lot to try to understand there, but they set it up in a way where it's easy to understand and kind of there is a tutorial system that teaches you how to do things if you want it, right? So but. Yeah, man, once you load into Fort Tarsus and you talk to the people you're supposed to talk to and you get in your Javelin and you just go. You just start the mission. It brings up a map and pretty much asks you if you want to matchmake or play with friends or whatever, and you kind of go over to the menus and stuff. But that's all the boring stuff. We're going to talk about how the game plays. Jesse, Anthem plays great.
Yeah. Well, I do want to say, though, one thing, this kind of goes hand in hand with the boring stuff in some ways, but we don't get a whole lot, obviously, of what's going on in the story in the demo, but I do have to say I am already liking the characters that we've met. I find them very interesting, and I want to know more about them already. So that's definitely a good thing. And I kind of figured that's how it would be, considering they are the creators of Mass Effect. But I just want to start off and say that I really do want to know more about these characters, and they've done a really good job of kind of making this little bit of story that they give us entertaining. So
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I do like the characters so far. The only ones that I've really interacted with, though, are Matthias and Zoe, who's kind of like the person that kind of fixes your javelins. But I am intrigued to see where those character arcs go, because I I like the way that you interact with the characters, right? I think giving you choices to kind of create relationships with them is a smart idea. I know that this game does not have the romance options in it like Mass Effect did or Dragon Age, but I don't know if this game is really going to need them. You know, like
No.
I don't think it's that type of game. I think you can forge relationships, and the relationships you have are with the people that you play with. I think more so than the people, the NPCs they kind of provide with you. So, but we played 3 missions today.
Yeah.
And then we replayed one mission twice because Jesse ran out of missions. We didn't do any free play stuff. We didn't do the stronghold yet. I still want to get that in at some point. Maybe next weekend when the demo is available for everybody, we can kind of go through and do the strongholds. So we started out as the Ranger, and the Ranger is kind of like the overall kind of basic Javelin that everybody starts out with. It's fast. I like the barrel rolls in the air when you're flying. The flying, Jesse, though, feels really good.
Yeah.
The way you kind of fly and control in the air and stuff, it feels really good, man. You were 100% right on how well the flying is. So
it's just like the transition between the hover flying and the like flying forward and just the like turning those off to drop and like it's all so fluid and just feels so like it just doesn't feel jerky or weird, like it like flows into each movement, like that you do. It just feels good in general to move in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that feels really good. I also like the way you kind of like sprint around and move. Like, we'll get to the Colossus in a second, but when you're playing as a Ranger, like the B button on the controller is this nice little evade move that you can use. It works really well. The weapons feel good to shoot, like they sound good, and the kick feels good on the weapons. And I think the one thing I like a lot about it too is like, since they don't have to balance for PvP stuff, like no matter what you're doing, you kind of feel powerful. Like whether you're shooting a gun or using your gear slot items, or you're supporting someone, like there's you feel powerful. And I think that's what this game has going for it most, is like you never really feel like, and I know we're in the demo and things are kind of level based and everything, and leveling up it seems to be a little bit easier in this, but like they start you out level 10 and you work your way up to 15. We're both level 12 right now. But just shooting the guns and flying and just traversing the world feels really good. So, I'm curious because I haven't really played much of it. But does the shooting feel like it does in Mass Effect? Or does it feel better or different? It feels, it's similar. Like it feels similar.
Okay.
But
because I'm not gonna lie, it feels like I'm playing Titanfall. like the shooting and everything feels like Titanfall. Like I almost wonder if Respawn didn't like do anything like help them with the shooting at all, because there's certain things of it that just feel like Titanfall. Like even just like your consumable things that you unlock remind me a lot of the things in Titanfall that you can unlock, with the different kinds of grenades and like I don't know, like something about it just really reminds me of Titanfall and just little details, like small details. Mm-hmm. that like wouldn't necessarily have to be something where like, you know, like they'd have to have a major part in helping out with it. But I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but it just, I don't know why, but it just, something about it reminds me of Titanfall too. So
yeah, I can see that. I wonder if Respawn didn't work directly with them, like I wonder if they had some kind of
just some of their team go over to help with things, like where it's not necessarily a full on, you know, like Respawn working with them, just people helping with mechanics and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but you know, what are your thoughts on the Ranger class so far? I mean, I know we haven't really, well, you haven't really played as another class yet, but like, what's your thought on the Ranger class so far?
Well, like for me, I think it was a perfect one to start off with, just because, like you know, it really gives you that feel like playing like this is what it would be like to be Iron Man, kind of, you know, like from Marvel. Like it like I've said to you guys in the past, like I could see them making an Iron Man game. Like they've got the mechanics of like what the Javelins do like down so well that like I could see them landing a massive get and doing a full on Iron Man game where you're flying around in the suit and all that stuff like down the line someday. But like everything about that character, like it just feels good, and like I like your super on that character is awesome. I just love the whole like locking on with like 30 different rockets and they just like shoot everywhere and are locking on all different characters all at once. Yeah, like it just feels so cool, like shoot, you know, just blast and everything.
Yeah, you just press up and it's like it kind of takes you into this kind of zoomed in kind of screen, but like everything within that kind of you know, that kind of viewpoint, it's like you just see all these red highlights start popping up, and then when you let go, it just shoots, like you said, all these missiles, and it's cool. It's really cool, man. But yeah, we played maybe we only played 2 missions because we got kicked out of a lot of things and frozen and stuff like that, just because, you know, the demo's been having some issues. But we played a mission where we fought this big kind of tank thing at the end, which was really cool. We played that mission twice actually because we ended up playing it again when I unlocked the Colossus. And then we played the what was the other mission we played? Oh, we kind of went down into this kind of cavern, and you kind of went through and we fought these big kind of fire beasts. And these giants, these like big giant like ogre looking things. Yeah, so I mean the missions are varied. They're kind of quick though. I mean I know we played on easy on a couple of them just to get footage and gameplay and stuff, but the missions went pretty quick. I would say they went pretty fast. Yeah, on easy they definitely went quite a bit faster. I think this is a game that most people, once you get used to everything, you're gonna probably want to play it on hard or medium. You know, especially if you're playing as a group, because you know, mind you, hard is like medium basically, the way that it's set up. Because as you play and you unlock the different hard, you know, difficulties, there's 3 more after hard, so like hard is basically gonna end up being normal by the time you unlock all the difficulties. Plus I mean I'm sure once you do the missions on harder difficulties you'll be able to unlock, you know, better loot and whatever. That's probably all in-game stuff. But yeah, man, I mean playing it on normal was tough. We played that one mission on normal, or I think is what we were playing on, and like we were fighting that tank, and it was tough, man. We all kind of had to work together, and then we realized we could revive those sentinels to add extra firepower, and they were kind of underneath doing kind of melee damage, which was really weird to see. But We laid down those protection rifts and kind of would throw grenades at some of the enemies, and those big guys with shields too.
Yeah,
Man, with the exploding canisters on the side. Yeah. Like what I would do is like I would shoot one, or I would shoot like that rocket, that side rocket that you have, at it to stagger it, and then you kind of work your way behind to shoot the flammable canisters that he has hooked up on him.
Yeah, it's definitely a game where you've gotta like use set up tactics very similar to like doing like a raid in games, where you kind of gotta have your system of how you do things and how you work on characters to get rid of the bigger characters so you can just clear out the smaller ones, and stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely, it makes it challenging if you want it to be, and I feel like they've done a really good job of not making it just like overly difficult in the settings that you have to choose from. Now, we obviously haven't played any of the really super hard settings.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that's more for like once you've really powered up your javelins, and you've got like all the unlocks and just more powerful weapons. Because as you level up, your unlocks that you get of weapons are similar. Then they're the same as the ones you already had, but they've got like a little bit better stats, basically. Yeah. And so, like, I kind of like the way that they're doing that. Not doing the whole reroll stuff and all that, like what Destiny does. Yeah. Where just keeping it basic, making it so as you level up, your guns level up, like most games do. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's about as in depth as it needs to be for me. So
yeah. I mean, like you said, I unlocked like 3 of the same weapon, but they just kept giving you better stats or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that doesn't bother me just from playing Destiny or Borderlands or whatever. Like, those aren't really common things in games like that. But
yeah.
But Jesse, the one thing I do want to talk about. The Colossus gameplay. Holy crap, the Colossus is cool. So you kind of got you froze while we were loading into a mission, so I kind of played around in this little arena with the Colossus for a little bit, and he's kind of slow. I'm not gonna lie, the Colossus is kind of slow, but the one cool thing is like it has this shield that can take a lot of damage, and you just press B. Like the Ranger has the dodge evade thing, but the Colossus has the shield that pops up when you press B on Xbox. I can't remember what it is on PlayStation, but like when you pop it up, and the coolest thing is like if you're flying into an ambush, you can pop that shield while you're flying and fly with the shield in front of you. And then the other cool thing is that I know the Ranger can do this too, but you press Y while you're like getting ready to land on someone, and it just does this big ground pound. And I know the Ranger has that shock stick, but the area of effect damage of this melee damage is just hilariously large. I was we were taking out probably like clusters of 8 to 10 guys just doing that.
Yeah.
And when you do that on top of one of those shield guys too, like it makes them stumble backwards a little bit, so you can kind of get in there and throw a grenade at them or whatever. But the Colossus is cool, man. I think the Colossus might be the Javelin I'm going to use the most.
Yeah. Because it's the big tanky character that can just kind of just take a lot of damage, and then speaking of the melee attack, I do like the I wonder what his is if he has one, but like for that main first character that you start with, if you're up in the air, you can do like a where you boost down to the ground with the thing, and you like slam the ground, and it just makes this big electrical force that goes everywhere and shocks everything around it. Like when you hit the ground. And I wonder if that character has something like that where you can do one from up in the air and slam down onto the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to find that kind of stuff out eventually, but
yeah. And then you unlocked another javelin when we were finishing up before we started recording this show.
Yeah.
Which one did you go with? I forget. The interceptor?
Yeah, the interceptor. So it's supposed to be like the super agile, like really fast. It said that like I think it has like a much more powerful close range, like melee attacks. It's supposed to have super powerful melee attack, I think.
Yeah.
And then it also said something about like just being able to like take out multiple enemies like really fast or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well,
I'm not quite sure, but
I know its super is it becomes invulnerable and can take out a bunch of guys with quick dashes. So yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be cool, but it's more of like a glass cannon type thing where it can deal a ton of damage, but also it takes a lot of damage in a small amount of time. So you kind of got to be careful and maybe like team up with maybe a Colossus, which has that perk I like, where if you use that perk, you taunt enemies so they can kind of come after you instead of after your teammates. And boy, did I notice that when I was using it when we were fighting that tank. Because there's a lot of the smaller kind of grunt enemies running up on me, and I was like trying to use grenades and the explosives and stuff on them, and finally I just jumped up in the air and used the melee ground pound and took them all out. But like it definitely works. That taunt, like it has a radius, it has an area of effect though, so you got to make sure you're close to everybody, but it works. Definitely felt it. So
I'll have to try the new one that I got and just see how I like it. But
but Jesse, I want to talk about this world real quick before we get out of here, because believe it or not, we're actually almost pushing the half-hour mark of this show. But the world, man, they kind of like when they start you on like a ledge. Oh, at least the missions we've played, they start you out on this ledge with your team, and you kind of just jump off and go. And it feels really cool to just like jump off the ledge, and right before you hit the ground, you click the stick in and you just start flying. It feels so good. It feels so good. But you know, we experienced a level outside, and then we experienced a level inside. The one thing I was actually quite surprised at, though, which I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. It just, with how open Destiny is and everything, when you go into like a cavern or something during a mission, there's a load screen when you're moving into the caverns and stuff, or moving into a new section of the world. And I guess like it just surprised me because Destiny doesn't do that, and the Division doesn't really do that either. So I guess it just kind of surprised me that you just kind of load into these areas instead of it just being open.
Yeah. I wonder if that's maybe something that will change with the full game.
Yeah. Like
they may have just done that because they, you know, like how they've got to kind of clip things together in order for it to make it work. Like maybe they had to do like a workaround to try to just cut out, because maybe the traveling distance for a lot of these things is much further in the full game, and so they just, to kind of cut it down a little bit, they just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of the world.
Yeah.
And you know, not really make you do all the time you're playing the game traveling, you know, type of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Who knows? I guess we'll find out. But yeah, like I mean, it is kind of weird that sometimes it does put you into a loading screen.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I got distracted by Ed. Just let us know he's on his way home so we can record another show. But he's very confused at that picture you sent in the chat.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain that picture to people?
I figured that he would. So like I started watching this show. I believe it's called like Rust to Riches, and it's like this car restoration show. And like when I first started watching it, I'm like, oh, this seems like an interesting show. And then you start meeting the cast, and then all of a sudden, like one of the casts, the one person in the garage that's like considered like the like complete expert on like engines, like repairing engines and basically any kind of car, from drag racing to just regular old school cars and all this stuff. And it's like this chick that's like that like seriously could be like a supermodel, and it's just like holy, like I know that's a stereotype that a woman being interested in doing stuff in cars, like we know that's just a stereotype that that's not just like girls playing video games. I mean, we know a lot of women play video games, so. But it was just kind of weird just seeing like a supermodel, like basically that's like all about like repairing and like can literally take engines apart completely and put them back together again. It was impressive and just kind of like a unicorn almost. But I sent a picture of it.
Can we say that the woman revved your engines? Huh? Huh?
Yeah, so I sent a picture of it in our thing because I just wanted to give Corey so he could see what she looked like to put it home just how good looking she is. and I knew right away when I sent it in our thing. I'm like, I wonder what Ed's gonna be like. What the heck is this? What does this have to do? And I knew that was gonna happen. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna put it out there, Jesse. You are not wrong. This, yeah.
And like, just I don't normally care about reality TV shows, but like the cast in the show too is just like really cool. Like including her, she's just like she's an awesome part of the show. Just like really entertaining and stuff. So, and there's just really funny, like all the characters are actually pretty funny in their own ways. So I normally don't, it takes a lot for me to get into a show like that. And like that whole entire cast is actually fun to watch, and their banter and all that stuff's pretty funny. But yeah.
Oh, man, good times. My wife and I are trying to find a new show to watch. So,
yeah,
we started. Well, what we did was we watched The Magicians. And we finished season 3, and so now we're actually watching it when it's on TV. So now we have to wait every week instead of just binging it on Netflix. But
okay.
Yeah, we're watching that, but. We need like that binge-worthy show, and we just haven't.
Yeah,
we're trying to debate whether or not we should finish House of Cards, because we haven't watched that final season yet, or try to watch.
Did you guys watch The Following?
The Following.
It's with Kevin Bacon. Oh, dude, I think it ended up getting canceled, but I think it was on for 3 or 4 seasons. But dude, I think that was like such a good show. Like, and Kevin Bacon was the main character of the show throughout all the seasons.
Yeah.
But it's basically like it's similar in some ways to like the whole story of Batman and Joker, where it's like where like Kevin Bacon would be the Batman character, who's this cop who's like trying to stop this serial killer, who basically is like Meryl, or like not like with the Manson family, like where he's got this whole entire family of serial killers that he lives with, and that they all live together and take care of one another, and like he's got like friends in every single like aspect of the world, from cops to everything. So like you don't know who's on his side and who's good and who's bad, and so like the whole entire show is like Kevin Bacon trying to lock this dude up, and it's the trying to think what he was on recently, but he's in the show Altered Carbon. He's one of the main bad guys kind of in that show as well. But yeah, it's a really good show though. I like it a lot.
Nice.
Definitely worth checking out.
Man. TV and Anthem. That's what this show's. That's what we're here for, guys. That's what we're here for. Anyways, any final thoughts on the Anthem demo? I mean, we're gonna play more, obviously, and next weekend there's another demo that we can try out, and hopefully they add more content to that demo. But any kind of final thoughts on our couple hours of what we've played so far?
Just that I'm just can't wait to play the full game.
I know. I like. Don't get me wrong. I like demos, but I also hate demos because I don't want to I feel like I'm ruining that initial experience for myself, right? Like,
yeah.
With the Division 2, that demo is going up the week before Anthem comes out, so I don't know if I'm going to play it quite yet. I mean, I probably will, just because we do Dark Zone Junkies as well with Moose and Jason, but
yeah,
the more I watch of the Division 2, the more I'm super hyped for it, and I'm really glad that these games are coming out far apart from each other. Because I want to play both, and Destiny is also getting the Season of the Drifter soon, and that's going to be a whole load of new content to do, and I'm so booked up on Xbox stuff right now that it's just man, I haven't even started the Xbox version of our NX challenge.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, our NX challenge, I thought of an easier way to just measure our Xbox stuff. Why didn't we just go by how many achievement points we've scored instead of making this arbitrary kind of point system? Why didn't we just, hey, if we've collected this many achievements during the NX challenge, why didn't we just do it that way? So
yeah.
But I mean, what getting back to Anthem, I think the characters in Fort Tarsus are cool. I wish you could go a little bit faster in Fort Tarsus, but I understand they kind of want it to be immersive, and they want you to look around and stuff. But just getting out in the world, and maybe you don't even move slow in Fort Tarsus. Maybe it's just because we move so fast out in the open world that it's just maybe it's just
I think everything is going to be interactive in Fort Tarsus. So I think that's why, because there's so many objects and things laying all over that you can interact with, but it says, this is not available, and or this is only available in the full game or whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's things everywhere hiding throughout Fort Tarsus that you can interact with that are just objects laying on tables and things like that. So,
and when you watch our Let's Plays, which are going up this week, we have a bunch of there'll probably be 3 or 4 separate little videos for you guys to watch, plus an archive of the big Let's Play that we did. But you'll be able to see all the things that I interact with that says not available in the demo. There's probably at least 20. There's probably at least 20 times that happened, where I went to go press A to pick something up or read it or something, and it said this content's not available in the demo. I'm like, dang it. So, But yeah, Anthem is really, really good. If you didn't pre-order the game, the demo will be available next weekend for everybody. So I really suggest you go play it because it is a good time. And I know some people had some problems signing in this weekend with the VIP stuff, but I really hope a lot of people download the demo next week because it is available to everybody, and just play it. You know, it feels so good. Like the weapons feel good, and the Colossus and the Ranger, from what I've played, feel really good. I'm sure I'll try to get some Interceptor and Storm Javelins in there at some point, but and if not, Jesse will obviously have the Interceptor stuff that he can talk about next week. So
yeah,
but yeah, man, Anthem's cool. I can't wait to see it. I think playing this demo, though, honestly set some new expectations for me, where I kind of feel like, because I can keep jumping into Destiny and keep playing and keep leveling up and move over to new characters or whatever, but I feel like Anthem is just going to be, and I don't want this to sound bad or anything, but I feel like it's going to be that game where we play it and it'll be a multiplayer Mass Effect almost. And once we beat the game, we'll do a lot of the in-game stuff for sure, but like I feel like it's almost a game that can be beaten, quote unquote, and then when they drop new content, we'll jump back in to play the new content instead of like living in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to support this game, especially because a lot of the DLC, most of the DLC is going to be free, I think they said, right? Like all the story-based DLC is going to be free. So who knows if next year they have like a giant expansion like Destiny does, or if they just keep releasing content for free. I'm sure they're going to do what they did with Mass Effect and just release expansions and stuff in the coming years. But they said they want this to be their games as a service, and hopefully they succeed, because it's a cool game. It's a cool concept. The combat's fun. And like I said, you always feel really powerful when you're running through there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, did we miss anything? I don't think we really missed anything. So
No.
Anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching this week's episode of Javelins for Hire. We are dividing the episodes up in video form, just to kind of give people more consumable watching experience. So check that out on our YouTube page. Our views are steadily climbing again, so that's good. This channel is, I'm really having fun doing this show and doing the channel and stuff. So hopefully everybody is enjoying it. Hopefully you're watching. And if you downloaded it, because I know a lot of people have actually downloaded the podcast, it's climbing. Out of our new shows, it's definitely our most popular so far. So I'm proud of that too. So, but if you are listening, head on over to our YouTube page and just subscribe. By the way, before we get out of here, we're giving away a copy of Anthem. So I meant to mention that at the top of the show, but we're giving away a copy of Anthem. So if you subscribe to the YouTube channel and email us your subscription, we're going to pick a winner at random. So if you want to just screen cap your subscription and email us, there'll be a description in the bottom. I'm probably going to put a little thing at the top of the show separately where, just to say that we're going to give away a copy of the game. So subscribe, and you can win a copy of Anthem for your platform of choice, by the way. It will be a digital copy of the game, though, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on Twitter at Javelins for Hire. Email the show at javelinsforhire@gmail.com. Check out all of our podcasts and content on ngrradio.com. If you want to subscribe to one of our other shows, go to ngrradio.com/subscribe. All of our shows are there. You'll be able to find what you want there. And until next time, keep on flying them javelins.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.